everyone, I hope you are doing really well and surviving well during this lockdown, which hopefully will soon be coming to an end. I wanted to update the video that I did a year ago called Why Should You Choose GCSE Dance? The reason being is that I'm still getting comments on it today, and at the time it was thrown together very quickly and was directly aimed for my own students. So as I'm getting questions from so many potential students from across the UK, I wanted to make a video that is more general to give you all the information that you need when making your decision about whether to take GCSE Dance as one of your GCSE options. So I'm sure the first thing that you want to know is what actually does the GCSE Dance course entail. So it is 60% practical, which means that you will be assessed on your own performances and your ability to choreograph dances. And then 40% is a theory exam, which is 90 minutes long at the end of year 11. So don't let that scare you, because it's still very much based on your own dance knowledge. So section A might ask you something like, create a motif, which is a phrase of movements that can be repeated and developed, based on the stimulus of a hurricane or friendship or bullying or something like that. And how could you then develop it using your actions? So that's what you're doing. Your space, so that's where you're doing it or what level, what size is your movement. And then by your dynamics, so that is how you do it, so the speed you might be doing that movement in, and just asking you to be specific and checking about your knowledge. Then in section B, it might ask you about your overall awareness of your performance skills, so your physical, which is the skills that you'd also need in physical education, which is your strength, balance, agility, flexibility, etc. Your technical skills, which is more dance specific, so your action, space, dynamics, relationships. Your mental skills, that's your commitment, concentration, confidence, things like that. And then also your expressive skills, so things you would need in drama, like your focus, your projection, your spatial awareness, etc. So it will ask you if you're aware of them skills, and then also how you could improve them skills. So are you listening to feedback, or are you working to improve your strength, things like that. So really, if you are good at the practical side of things, then the theory should come naturally to you, because you'll be doing it instinctively anyway. Then section C is you will learn about 6 different types of dance. So one of them is hip hop, one of them is, well, a couple of them are contemporary. You've got a ballet one, you've got some capoeira thrown into a Lina Curva. So you've got some different dance styles, and it might ask you to compare them, or it might ask you a question like, how does the choreography use the oral setting, which is a fancy term for music, to portray their choreographic intention, which means the meaning, in Emancipation of Expressionism in comparison to Within Her Eyes. So that would basically be asking you about how do they use the music to give across to the audience what they want to say in this dance as compared to another. So that is what your theory paper would look like. And remember, that's just 40%, because the rest is then going to be your practical. So within the practical, you have to do 2 solos, which are about 34 seconds long, and you'll learn them with your teacher. And then you'd also do a duet or trio with people within your group. And then you would also, so within that, you get graded on your performance skills and also your choreographic skills as well. And then you are going to be solely responsible for a choreography, which will be entirely your own, and you can get dancers from your year or from different years, or you can perform it as a solo. It just has to be 1 to 5 dancers, and then they would then do that choreography, and then that is your grade. So just to recap, you've got 2 solos, 1 duet or trio to perform in, 1 choreography to make over the year of year 11, and then 1 exam. That would make more sense. So it's 5 things, and it's really simple to get through them all as well, as long as you stay focused. Just a little bit of background about myself. When I was younger, I wasn't really into dance. I thought that ballet would be my worst nightmare. I was much more into athletics. But when I got to year 7, because I was really small, I was asked to be in a year 11 girls choreography, because she thought that I'd be able to be lifted and thrown around by the others that were in her group. And I absolutely loved it. And I was in the next 2 years is dance choreographies as well for different dances. So then when it came to year 10, even though I didn't want to do anything with dance for my career, I wanted to actually be a counsellor. I thought, well, I want to have a space on my timetable where I can do something that I really love. So even though it's not something that I'm going to progress into, I know that I can enjoy that hour, where it's actually 5 hours over 2 weeks, and just have an enjoyable time. So that was my reason for choosing it. And I was okay. I was all right at GCSE Dance. I did enjoy it. I wasn't as good as some of the others, but it was still a really nice time, and I ended up coming away with a B, which I think is like a 5 or a 6, something like that. Yeah, I think that's about right. But anyway, I again did the same thing when I went to A level. I still wanted to be a counsellor, and I did English literature, English language, dance and psychology. And again, I just chose dance because I absolutely loved it. I wanted to do something I enjoyed to balance out all the theory I was having in the other subjects. And then I actually ended up really falling in love with it and decided it's what I wanted to do for the rest of my career. And now here I am as a head of the dance department for my school. Well, of course, it can go with any, because dance is a creative subject, but it's one that can complement many others as well. So not just the arts, although obviously art and drama and music are obvious choices because you're using very similar skills in your creativity, your use of listening to the music and counts, and knowing about rhythm and tempo, things like that, and also being able to really perform and project and express yourself as well. So any of the arts would be very good. Same as physical education, because you're going to be working on your physical skills like your stamina and strength. PE would be a good option. But then if you move even further from that, it works well with English because you're having to delve into different pieces and understand them, understand the meanings of them, which also then is similar to history as well, because we look at the inspiration and the context of certain dances. So really, it can go really well with any of the subjects, to be honest. It's about having that space in your timetable where if maybe you think that doing constant theory might be too much for you, sometimes it's a relief to be knowing that your grade is going to be based on something you're doing physically. So it's a different way of being assessed. But yes, so they do all go together really well. So firstly, before I say exactly what dance can lead to, I just want to remind you guys that this is just one subject out of all the others that you're doing, your core subjects and your other 3 options. So just because you're choosing dance, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to go down a dance route. Maybe it's just something that you love and are passionate about. People forget that dance is just as valuable and has just the same amount of credit points as any other GCSE. So therefore, as far as I'm concerned, if you know that you are good at dance or would enjoy doing it, then you're going to get yourself a good grade, which can contribute towards any different course or apprenticeship or degree that you want to do. So before you even think about what dance-specific careers could it lead to, basically it could go to any career because you are still getting them points and showing your dedication in the subject. Now to be more specific and talk about how amazing dance is in terms of the working well. So of course you could be a performer, dancer, choreographer, an actor, anything in the arts industry, because you're going to get that experience of performing and increasing your confidence. And then you've also got the medical professions, because if you're looking into anatomy, physiology, your fitness, your nutrition, things like that. And then obviously that can take you into being a doctor, a nurse, a physio. You could even look at mental health, because dance, as we all know, or any type of exercise is so good for your mental health as well. So some people want to go into that side of things. And then you've also got looking at the actual skills that you get in dance. So you could be a manager, because you are having to organize yourself, especially when it comes to your choreography. You are in charge of that choreography. You employ your dancers. You are responsible for them. You look after them. A good choreographer will always make sure their dancers are comfortable and they look forward to the sessions, and you have to plan it out, you have to be organised, you have to really focus on what it is that you want to do. So that is equipping you with so many life skills to be able to be a leader, to be a manager, and also to be really organised as well and dedicated to your own product. Furthermore, dance also makes you incredibly good at teamwork, because when you're working in groups with others, you'll have to learn the skills to be able to listen to each other and to be able to compromise. And this will be so good for any type of work that you want to go into, but also if you wanted to look at children's work or teaching, something like that, this would be a really good experience for that as well, because with my classes, I get them to take turns to lead the warm-up, so they're gaining their confidence at delivering to a class. So it's all things that you will come out on the other side more confident, more able to organise yourself, and to become like a really impressive young person as well. Is dance just for girls? So now we are in 2021, we are slowly getting to understand that there are no limitations based on gender. So no, dance is not just for girls. Men can be incredible at dance. In fact, some of the most successful dancers and choreographers have been men. And it's strange that we've kind of, in the past, put girls and dance into one bracket and then men and sport into another, because we know that women can be fantastic sports people and men can be fantastic dancers as well. We have to remember that there are different styles of dance. So there are incredible male ballerinas, there are incredible male hip hop dancers, street dancers, Afro dancers. We've got all types, and there is always something that's going to suit everyone. So you need to remember that to be a dancer, you need to be fit and strong. So this is something where if you are a male who is looking to become fitter and stronger, then you're looking in the right place. Also, to have rhythm is a really great thing as well. And it can also give you experience if you wanted to go into the fitness or personal training industry, because that's something that would be really focused on within dance as well. So as well as the management and organisational skills that you get during GCSE Dance, and the teamwork, leadership, confidence skills, and the ability to become an amazing dancer and choreographer as well, dance is a really lovely place because generally the groups are smaller, so you get to really know your peers, you get to do constant projects where you have a result. So what I mean by that is in year 10, each half term, when you study one of the 6 dances, so obviously it's one every half term, you will be creating your own version of that dance. You'll be working with different people within your group, and you'll be able to perform something at the end. And as people, we love it when we actually have something to show for our hard work. So at the end of each half term, when you do that performance, you can see yourself progress continuously, so that by the end of year 11, you will see that your dance ability and your strength and things like that have really come on leaps and bounds. Also, if you have a smaller class, it means that you get more one-on-one time with your teacher, and you can have all questions answered, so you'll be looked after that way. And then after lockdown, we'll be able to go on trips, and then some schools might also offer dance t-shirts and hoodies, so something where you can just feel a little bit special, because I think that dance is a very exciting and special GCSE as well. So as you did before, if you have any questions about GCSE Dance, then drop me a question in the comment section. And of course, speak to your own dance teachers as well and find out their reasons why they think that GCSE Dance is the right option for you.